It's such a great pleasure to make your own bread or bun, and that too without kneading. Here is a simple and easy recipe which you can follow and make buns without an oven. So it takes a total of 80 minutes to prepare these buns from the beginning. Here, as I said, I am not using the oven and I am using a pan instead. I am using a non-stick pan. I'll be showing you the method of making this, and let's see what all are the ingredients needed for making these buns. I'll be using a combination of wheat flour and plain flour. So if you are using just the plain flour, the quantity of the liquid used will be less. So here I have 1 cup of plain flour and wheat flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar and salt. You may increase the sugar to up to 3 tablespoons if you want a sweeter bun or bread. Then here I have around 1 teaspoon of instant rising yeast and around 1.5 tablespoon of milk powder. So in a mixing bowl, add in the wheat flour and the plain flour followed by the sugar and the salt. Since it is instant, I am adding it directly, and then the milk powder. Now give the mixture a good mix, and I am going to add in warm water. So if you are using a measuring cup, use the same measuring cup to measure out the water. So take around 1/4 cup of boiling water and top it off with remaining plain water to get warm water. Then add around 3/4 cup of water to mix the dough. Here I needed the whole 1 cup of water. Now make a rough dough until you don't see any dry mixture in the bowl. And that's it. No more kneading is needed. I had to add around 1 more tablespoon of water to get the rough dough. Now I will cover and keep this aside for 20 minutes. So first 20 minutes of rising is done. Now I am going to add around 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. You may use any neutral oil. So here just bring in the dough. After 20 minutes of resting, add in the oil and just bring in the dough to the center like this, as you see in the video. And that's it. And you can see that the dough has become very smooth and soft. Add in a bit more of oil and give the dough a good stretch like this, as you see, and few bangs into the bowl. That's it. No more kneading is required. And now let it rest for again 20 minutes. So total of 40 minutes is over now. Now the 20 minutes resting is over. Now you are going to divide this dough into 4 equal parts. So into one part I will be making it to a fruit and nut. So here I have added around 5 to 6 almonds and few raisins into one of the dough, because I wanted one to be fruit and nut, and just mixing it so that it's evenly distributed. That's it. And then I will shape by pinching the dough in the seam side and transferring it to a baking tray. So this is a baking tray lined with parchment paper or baking paper, and then I will pinch the dough in the end to seal it tightly and let it rest for again 20 minutes. Cover this bun with a damp towel or a cling wrap. In the meantime, I will show you the pan in which I am going to bake the bread or the bun. So these are breakfast buns. So I have reduced the sugar to just 1 tablespoon. So here this is the baking pan. It is a non-stick pan with a small opening in the lid which lets out the steam. So this is a very heavy bottom pan. If you doesn't have a non-stick pan or a heavy bottom pan, what you can do is you can place a small lid like this and top it with a steel plate like this. You can generously grease the plate and place the buns on this and bake them. So I recommend using a non-stick pan so that the buns come out easily. So the next 20 minutes of resting is over and the buns have doubled in size. So total of 60 minutes is over. I'm already preheating the pan in a very low flame. Here I'm using unsalted butter to grease the pans. You may use the same coconut oil or any neutral oil you're using. I'm adding around 10 grams of butter, 5 to 10 grams of butter, and giving it a good swirl and transferring the risen buns into the hot pan. One important thing to note is that the flame should be at very low. At very low means you must not see the flame, but still the gas must be switched on. It should be at very low so that it cooks evenly. Now it will take another 20 minutes to bake. That is 10 minutes on one side and another 10 minutes on the other side. So this is the first 10 minutes. You can see that steam has risen and it's all condensation is on the glass lid. You can see that you cannot see the flame, but the gas is still switched on. So after 10 minutes, what you have to do is flip these buns. It has well risen and it has firmed up. Now I am going to flip up. So after the 10 minutes of cooking on one side, I am flipping the buns. You will see that the bottom has browned very well. You might think it is very tough. No, once you close it, the steam will make the buns soft and fluffy. So they might be a bit brown on the bottom, but they're still quite soft and fluffy from inside and outside. So now I'm going to cool it down. So total of 80 minutes is done and our buns are ready. I'm going to serve this with an omelette for a breakfast. You can enjoy with tea, coffee. Let the bread cool for again 10 minutes. Cover with a clean kitchen towel. Let it rest for 10 minutes and serve with your favorite side dish. Enjoy and let me know your feedbacks.